Hi guys, Andreas from the Mainliner, and I got some records I want to show. I've been buying records, which usually what I do, and yeah, I have some that I would like to share with you, and maybe inspire you to expand your musical horizons, learn something new, potentially, maybe, I don't know, perhaps. That's a hope anyway, because if I'm showing everybody else is showing, then what's the point? I mean, here's my, I don't know, Deep Purple collection. Fantastic stuff. Anyway, I haven't thought about it very well, and I will, apart from the first thing that I'm going to show, which is it's not an album, it's not a vinyl LP. It is something that I bought because I already have the box set, the vinyl box set of Back in Greece, and I didn't want to bring it here, and I found a CD copy of it basically for a very good price, and it is this. This is Lucifer Horizon Suite from Bobby Bousselier. This is the original soundtrack and sessions anthology. Came out from, I don't know which label issued it. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it's the same. It's exactly the same. Figure this box set. Think of it, bigger. Vinyl record, and that's what you have for the box set. At least from what I remember, from what I recall, because I haven't went back in the summer, but I didn't, check it out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bobby Bousselier, Lucifer Rising. I think it was a movie by Kenneth Anger. Lucifer Horizon, really bizarre, kind of like bizarro movie anyway. A lot of homosexual themes there going on there, but yeah, it's very bizarre. The music is amazing. It's like it's psychedelic. It's fantastic. Very funny. I find very funny that obviously one of the things that is known about Bobby Bousselier was that he was in the Manson gang. He was, I think he was part of the murders. I think that he actually was part of the murders that happened. He's still in jail. He managed to record this and other stuff as well, which is interesting. And what I find really interesting is that you ask people about Manson. He's like, oh, Manson, what a terrible person. It's like, oh, horrible. And Bobby Bousselier is like, oh yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Yeah, and anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't care about these things. I mean, yeah, what's gonna be like? I don't care what the person that did the music, what the person that made the music did, as long as the music is not about what they did, which I potentially don't approve of, right? As long as that is not mentioned, or the intention of the music is not to promote that, then I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's like there's a lot of people that say that, oh, this person is like did this or whatever, so I cannot listen to their music, or about Michael Jackson or whatever. So, not that I care about Michael Jackson, but anyway, it doesn't matter. He didn't, whatever he did, he's an artist. He's not like you listen to him for entertainment. You don't seek to emulate him in any kind of way. So what's the point? I seriously do not understand this. So anyway, I just wanted to mention it. It's like he was in the Manson family. people are fine with it, but they're not fine with Manson himself for whatever reason. It's like, man, I don't understand. He actually did kill people. So I don't know. Boggles the mind. Great music though. If you don't mind, then you will enjoy it. Now, there has been a lot of how should I put it? Yes. So I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about music recently. And we're a similar age, and we grew up with rock music. Whether when I was younger, I was a metalhead. As I grew up, I was more into indie, and this kind of indie music is not very prevalent these days. Young people are not listening to indie rock music. When I was 20, it would be you would listen to Nirvana, and, if you were more into it, Sonic Youth, Sabado, Pavement, that kind of thing. And, there were rock bands like Nirvana and like Soundgarden and all that in the charts. You would open up MTV when actually had music, and you would see Alice in Chains and all these kinds of things. Today, although this doesn't exist anymore, obviously MTV is rubbish, but if it existed, it would be all neo soul and trap music or whatever, that kind of thing, which just doesn't appeal to me. I'm not a hip hop guy. I don't like hip hop. I just don't. I like some things I do like, but it's not the kind of thing that I will get into. And I think that there has been a revival. I feel it in my bones. There have been some really good releases this year, and I've shown some of them already, and bear with me. I've shown some of them, so some of them would be... So here's a bunch of records which I've shown before. So the Viagra Boys, highly recommended. Fontaine's DC, highly recommended. This is the old one. Oh wow. Anyway, Idols. This is their first one. The second one came out late last year. Idols. Oh, there you go. There's the new one. And one of my favorites, Amelie and the Sniffers, which is more punky, but still, it's in this vein. Now, I discovered two new bands from my Spotify adventures, if you like, which I would like to sort of point out and say that, maybe you should check them out. The first one is Drala. Drala? I don't know. It's out on Captured Tracks. I think they're probably a US band. UK or US. Probably US. The reason why I'm saying probably US is completely arbitrary and has no footing whatsoever in anything. Other than the fact that if you like Sonic Youth, you definitely need to check this one out. Definitely need to check this one out. Absolutely. It has a really funny hype sticker as well. So it has, it's called Useless Coordinates. This is the title of the album. And it has this is what it says. 5 persuasive techniques for advertising. Examples in context shown below. Number 1, repetition. And then it gives you the example. A debut album from Drala, their first full-length LP. Number 2, Claims, a UK's most uncompromising new band. So it was from the UK. There you go. So you learn that. Association, a Captured Tracks release. 4, Bandwagon. Previous release, Silk Spirit, rated 8 out of 10 by Sex Pistols' Paul Cook, a seal of approval. 5, promotions, free download code. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, UK band. It sounds very. It sounds so Sonic Youth. This is, by the way, this is like a colored vinyl, grey, whatever, which is a Rough Trade exclusive. Which I went out and bought this one. Well, actually, I went to the area. I was in Rough Trade, and I saw this, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting it because I knew I've heard it before, and I listened to it once and I liked it, and I listened to it again and I didn't like it so much, and I was like, you know what? I'll get it because why the hell not? And yeah, I've spun it and it's really really good. The second one was this one that I bought from the same record sort of shopping day. Is this one, The Murder Capital, When I Have Fears. Now, where are these guys from? I don't know. I don't want to give you any silly information, which is completely inaccurate. But, yeah. No idea. They speak, probably English is their first language, I would say. I remember that I read a little bit of their bio, and right now it's like, no, long gone. No idea. The cover is not like, pretty much like Drala. It doesn't grab you. It's like, oh, what is this? It's like just nothing. It's very plain. This one, now, this is a very interesting album because it's a cross between, I would say, it has some. Basically, what happens is that it starts really loud, has really, like, powerful guitars and like really sort of rocking rhythms and all that. Then sort of quiet, becomes a lot more quiet in the middle part, and then finishes up with another banger. And the bangers sort of remind me of the Idols. The middle parts remind me of the National and DC Fontaines. Yes, yeah, Fontaines DC. Sorry, yeah. So, I mean, these albums. There hasn't been any original music, like really original music, since the 80s. That's my humble opinion. But you can still make good music on the same sort of principles, and these are like indie principles. Jala sort of remind me, as I said, a lot of Sonic Youth. I was listening and I was like, bloody hell, what does this remind me of? It has a very definite Sonic Youth vibe, but in the best possible kind of way to say it, and it's like well worth checking out. And these guys combine a lot of things from other bands. I mean, not necessarily the sound, but this, or the aesthetic, if you know what I mean, but sort of reminds me things from these bands. I don't want to say that they, do not take it as me saying that these are rip-offs of any kind of way. No. Very original, really good, great song structure. It does harp a little bit more on the sort of new wavy kind of sound, like a little bit of 80s, a little bit more of that kind of thing, and I really enjoy it. And this is a really good album. Highly, highly recommended. Both of these are highly recommended. I also went record shopping in my local, which I've talked about a few times, and I got a record that I was actually thinking of buying on CD because I didn't think that I would find a decent copy of it. This is Meredith Monk, Dolmen music. If I remember correctly, this is her first or second album, maybe, or something along those lines. And this is an ECM album. Meredith Monk is a vocalist. She is minimalist, experimentalist kind of thing. If you like minimalism, do check out Meredith Monk. And I cannot remember the other album. these are like two albums I definitely would like to get from her discography. I have another one that got released on Record Store Day like a couple of years ago, but this is definitely one to get. And the other one I cannot remember. It has a white cover and has a guy with she's with another guy with both wearing capes. I cannot remember. I cannot recall the title, but yeah, if you're into minimalism, if you're a little bit more adventurous, perhaps. I mean, indie music is really good, but this is really good stuff. It's just very meditative. And that same, and I got it very cheap as well. I got this one. Now this is Clear Light Symphony, and I think that this is a UK original copy from 1975. You can see this is Virgin. This is the old Virgin label, and it was very, very, very cheap. The laminate is like in great condition, and I got it for £14. I have the reissue from Wawa. Yes, I think it's Wawa, and it has a sticker. You can see. But for £14, I would not leave this. This is amazing prog. This is like one of the best prog records I have. I'm not a huge fan of prog, but yeah, I mean, this kind of prog, yeah, I do get it. It's like spacey, really, really good. And I also got two Cows records. Again, very cheap, not $6.99, but these are originals. These are a couple of the early Cows releases. They are very loud and very bluesy and very punky at the same time, all at the same time. So this is what's happening with the Cows. A different weekend. How long has it been? 17 minutes. I've shown quite a few, but I spoke only about 4 albums basically. Weekend before, I went out record shopping again. I didn't buy anything. I did see some records that I wanted to buy, like the Drala one, but I actually went and I wanted to find this. And because I couldn't find this, and I was like, you know what, if I cannot find this, then I will not get the other one. It's mind trick so that I don't just end up with like more records and space to live, really. But I did find this on in one of my record sort of going arounds, and this is Pentagram. First Days. This is a reissue from 2016 on Relapse, and this had like gone out of print or something at some point. I could see a lot of copies floating around, but then sort of disappeared, and then I could find it expensively on Discogs, and it was like really annoying, so I was like, meh, whatever. Really good stuff. This is songs that they recorded like very early on, I would say before the 80s. Do Me, yeah, it's just really good stuff, really. Happy to find it. Spotify. Spotify is my friend. I love Spotify. I listen to Spotify a lot, and I check out things, recommendations, and you can discover new and interesting things sometimes. A lot of the times they just throw you the same old stuff, which sometimes is alright. You just want to listen to music, you don't want to invest too much time on it. But they do throw like, the curveball every now and again, and this time they hit right. So I discovered this Hypnodrome Ensemble. So this is this is a really cool cover. So this is Aidan Baker. I know Aidan Baker. The other ones, I don't know anyone else. Now the yeah. So anyway, this was recorded in 2018. It was a 2018 release. It's in a German label. I guess it's Wolves and Vibrancy Records. And I don't know whether you can find a copy. It's well worth your time to find one. It's very drony, it's very psychedelic, it's sort of building up. I think one of the guys, Aidan Baker, is another band they have. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so they have two drummers apparently here. There's like, yeah, and it is psychedelic. It is also sort of post rock in a sense. There's no lyrics that I remember anyway, and yeah, it's really trippy, and really good. Highly recommended. Do check these guys out. So I will leave it at that. There's more to be shown, but it's 21 minutes. I don't want to drag it any longer. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, you can leave your comments, tell me what you think about all this. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Subscribe to this channel, press the bell notification, and do all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Cheers.